In this movie, I'm going to introduce the alter table statement, which allows us to change the structure of an existing table. Let's go back to the same database we used before. And if we have a look at the tables, the fruits table that we completely messed up in the last movie is gone. Luckily, however, earlier on I made a copy of the table. We will look at how to make copies of table in a later chapter. But for now, suffice it to say that the copy table contains everything that was in the fruits table before we started messing around with it in the last movie. We can use the alter table statement to make a number of changes to the copy table. In fact, pretty much whatever we want to change about the structure of the table. We have to be careful when using the alter table statement, though, because it can have implications for the integrity of the data that is stored within the table that we're altering. One thing we can do is change the name. The way we do this is alter table, then we give the table name, in this case copy, rename fruits. That allows us to rename the table to the fruits table that we lost somewhere in the last movie. Now if we show the tables in the fruit database, we'll see that the copy table has had its name changed to fruits. We can do other things too. We can do pretty much anything that we can do within the create table syntax. For instance, we can use the alter table statement to add a new column. We can add a column called shape, and we define the particular column type. So the syntax goes alter table, and then the table name, and then to add a column we use the keyword add, and then the name of the new column, which we're going to call shape, and then the column type, which is a character type of a width of 20. We're also going to specify a default value. Now this is something that we could also do within the create table syntax, but the reason why we're going to do it, and it's important to do it now, is otherwise our shape column is going to be filled with null values, which is not very useful. So we're going to assume that unless we specify otherwise, all these fruits are pretty much round. That query went through. If we check the data in the fruits table, we can see that a new column has been added with a set of default values. And we can change those values using the update statement that we learnt in the last movie. If we want to get rid of the column that we just made, the syntax is very similar. Instead of using add, we use drop. So alter table fruits, drop, and then the column name, shape. If we then check the data, we can see that that column is gone. We can also, using the alter table statement, make more substantive changes, such as changing the kind of column that a particular column is. So we can change the column type and the name, all from within a single alter table statement. We can say change, and then we give the column name, color. I'm going to put the new definition for the column on a separate line, just to make it absolutely clear. You could put all of this on one line. I'm splitting it into 3 just to make it absolutely obvious what's going on. So we're changing the color column, and then the next thing we need to specify is the name, the new name for the color column. So instead of color, it's going to be size, and we're going to make that a numeric column. Now, because we've just changed a string column to a numeric column, some data will inevitably be lost. If you look closely at the response from MySQL that we got after we inputted that line of SQL, we can see that there are 7 warnings. So something is going on that MySQL considers to be worth warning us about. It's not very clear what that warning is, but if we look at the data, we'll see that all the colors that we had arranged for the fruits, since we changed the column type as well as the name from an alphanumeric to a numeric format, all that alphanumeric data couldn't be stored in the numeric type column, and therefore all that data was lost. So as we can see, using an alter table statement is another very serious and potentially dangerous command that we should use very carefully, especially when we're dealing with valuable data.